Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is our second lecture, um, third lecture for PLC, and we are going to cover the topics for timers in this lecture, inshallah. So basically, in Allen Bradley, there are three types of timers that we will be using. One is called TON timer, another is called T-off timer, another one is called RTO timer. So let us go into the details of these timers. But before we go into the details of individual timer, let us discuss how the timer is arranged in any PLC, Allen Bradley PLC context. So a timer block would like something like this. Same timer block address like T40. It can be T41, T42 until 256 timers you can have in a single PLC. Some may have more than that. So you have this T on can be attributed as RTO. It can be attributed as T off. So T on, T off, and retentive type timer. Retentive type timer means RTO. So the timer has three important things: timer base, which can be 1 second, 0.1 second, 0.01 second, or 0.001 second, preset value, and accumulator value. So the timer is activated via this input. It can be true. If the rung is true, the timer gets activated. But before we go into that, let us see how this timer, preset value, and accumulator value are arranged. So the timer, sorry, let me show you here. The timer basically is a memory, 16-bit memory, where you have three stack memory. The preset value is stored in the middle, and in the lower stack is the accumulated value. So once this timer is enabled, means activated via this input, okay, what it does is it will trigger the enable bit to become true, this 16 bit of the first stack to become true. Once this is becoming true, that will cause this accumulator value initially accumulator value is 0, so it will keep on increasing by the time, by a time base which is defined in this. So meaning to say, if it is 0.1, so every 0.1 second it will go from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, so on and so forth. And once this accumulator value hits the preset value, meaning to say your timing is finished. During the timing, your TT bit will be true, and after the timing the done bit will become true for T on timer. But T off timer is bit different. So let us see how this thing works. So once the input is true, your enable will be true. And as soon as the enable is true, it will start to count timing. The accumulator value will keep on increasing. So the timing bit will become true as well. And once the timing is finished, let's say we set it for 15 seconds. So accumulator value, once it hits the value which causes the 15-second delay, so basically it will become false and done bit will become true. So how this timing is calculated? Basically, the timing is calculated via this formula. Let me show you. Time delay is equals to preset value times time base. So if it is 50 times 1.1 means is 5-second delay. So once it hits 50 means you have 5-second delay. Okay. This is T on timer. Now you have T off timer. The timing diagram for T off timer is a bit different. Let me show you. So once your input is true and then your enable is true, your timing is not true. Rather, your done bit is true, which is completely opposite to these things. Your timing is true when enable and input is true, are true, but done bit is true after finish timing. But here the done bit is true from the very beginning, and once your input goes false, your enable is deactivated, then your timing starts to count time, And after finish counting the time, then the done bit will become false. So where to use T on timer and where to use T off timer and where to use RTO timer. But before we go on to this topic, let's discuss what an RTO timer is. RTO timer is similar to T on timer. Only difference is here it is input is true, enable is true, timing is true, and done with will be true after finish counting the time. But in between, if your input become before you finish counting the time, your input becomes false, your enable will become false. In T on timer, your accumulator value will reset back, automatically reset back to zero. But RTO timer, it will not reset back to zero. Rather, it will remain in its last position. And then if your input becomes true again and enable become true again, then it will start to count the timing. The timing bit will become true and it will start to count timing from the last value, which is 4 in this case. And once it hits the preset value, which is 11 second, then your done bit will become true and timing bit will become false. Now let's see where to use a T on timer, T off timer, and RTO timer. Let me give you an example. Let's say you want to use a traffic light control. So you want to make a delay of, you want to make sure that your red light should be turned on for a certain period of time, your green light should be turned on for a certain period of time, and your yellow light should be turned on for a certain period of the time. So you can use T on timer and timing beat, done beat, which I will show you later on, to control this traffic light system. And this is where you can use T on timer. But T off timer, let's say you have a machine that is called milling machine. It carries out milling operation. So in milling machine, usually inside the machine, you have a very high speed rotating milling cutter, which you cannot touch when the machine is in operation because it's very dangerous. So what we do is basically we make sure that operator cannot have access to this machine during the machine is in running mode. So as soon as the machine starts to run, we close the door, safety door of that machine. It is electromagnetic load closing or electropneumatic closing, some sort of auto closing system. The door is closed. Now, once the machine is turned off, then you should keep the door open. But what you should not do that, because once the machine is turned off, your rotating device that is inside the machine, the high speed rotating milling cutter, it will not come to a complete stop immediately. It will, because it has an inertia, so it will keep on rotating and it will come to a stop after certain period of time, maybe 5 seconds or 10 seconds, depending on the speed it is in. So that's why you purposely delay the opening of the door, even if your input, meaning to say your machine is start button is the stop now. It is now in false condition. Still, you want to keep the door closed. So that's why you want to use a T off timer. On the other hand, RTO timer, usually you want to keep track record of the machine uses. So after certain period of uses, you want to go for maintenance. So for that purpose, usually you want to retain the accumulator value, how many times the machine, how many seconds, how many hours the machine has been used, and you want to retain that time. And after certain period of time, according as per the guidance from the supplier, you want to go for the machine maintenance. So for that, you want to use the done bit for RTO timer. Okay, before I think we don't have many other slide. Now we go on to the examples. So the first example, let me, okay, it is already running. Okay, so let's see what are the examples we have here. Oh, it is in run. We have to program. Okay, let me open one example of pump on delay. Okay, let's say you have a pumping system, okay, irrigation system where you have a pump and you have a piping system to irrigate, to use the pipe to flow water for the irrigation side. Now, this system has pump as well as pipes as well as valves. So if you turn on the pump, you want to make a little bit delay because you want to make sure all the valves are properly open and closed so that there is no water accumulation and there's no excessive pressure rise. So for that purpose, even if you turn on the pump, you want to delay the actual turning on by certain period of time. So that's why you want to make a delay. At the same time, once you turn off the pump, you want to make another delay so that you do not allow frequent turning on and off of an inductive load, because pump is run by a motor and motor has inductive load, so you should not allow frequent turning on and off of the motor. So you need to have a T-off timer. So this is how this system works. Let me show you. Let me put it in run. So basically, if you, okay, let me close this thing. Let me put it in push button. Okay, so if you press this push button I10, it should cause this pump to be turned on, but you're not using I10 to turn on the pump. Rather, you are using T40 done bit as to turn on the pump. Why? Because you want a delay. So basically, after 5 seconds, your pump will be, oh, how come the pump is already on? Let me, I think I did not stop the pump. Okay, I think, yeah. Let me simulate one more time. Okay, so let me try one more time. So why I first start this pump. So not immediately it will be start. It will be started. So now it is a start after 5 second delay. Now the pump is running, the done bit becomes false because I'm not holding this switch, but it is getting latched by the pump itself, so pump is keep on running. Now if I stop, that will cause this T41 done bit to become true immediately because it's a T off timer. And once the done bit is true, it will become open, so the pump will be stopped immediately. But so I press, oh, this is the switch, sorry. I press, so it is pump stop. But now even if I press the on button, pump is not getting on, as you can see, because there is no 150-second delay has not been achieved yet. So when it will be achieved, then only I can restart the pump. So you have the second delay using the T off time. So that I don't frequently turn on and on off of the inductive load. So now the pump is on. So again, I stop the pump. So now within this 15 second, I cannot turn it on again. So let's look into another program, which is, let's say, traffic light control. Pump on delay. Traffic light. Now this is a traffic light control where we are using 3 T-on timer and we are using a switch which is a maintained contact to trigger the whole system. So if you run this, what we will see basically, if you make it close, that will cause this T40 to be activated, and this is T4 enable, and this one done bit which is not yet true yet. So that will cause this red light to be turned on. And then sequentially, it will cause green light and amber light to be turned on. Let's see. So if you turn on, oh, I have to put it in run mode. So you can see it starts for 20 seconds. It will be red light to be turned on. Then followed by this will be green light. It will trigger the next one. Okay, now you see green light, 18 second. You can see here. And then the 5 second delay for amber light. So you can see this is keep on cycling. Again red light, then green light, then amber light. And as soon as you close it, then your system is turned off. So, and the last one I would like to share with you, okay, I have to go to program mode, is the CNC machine control. This is an important example which will clarify many confusion for you. So what we want to do here is the again, the CNC machine which has high speed rotating tool, cutting tool inside the machine. So we want to make sure to start the machine, user uses two hands simultaneously. So you can use two switches to make an AND condition to make sure the machine is running. This is for safety purpose. But what user will do, some irresponsible user, they will tape down one switch and they will use still one hand to operate the machine, which is dangerous. So what you want to do is basically you want to oversmart them, and you have to make a logic control system that you still, even if they tape down one switch, still they cannot turn on the machine with a single hand. So to overcome this problem, this solution has been proposed. And also you need to monitor the machine operational power, as well as machine should not be, the guard block should be open after a delay period, even if the machine is turned off with a delay period of certain value, so that the high speed rotating spindle comes to a complete stop. So let me show you how does it work. So basically, uh, so so what we do here is, if you use any one of the switch, start one or start two, I can put in an AND condition. But not only this, I did another thing. I put this OR condition switch to trigger a timer T41, which is 5 second delay only. So within 5 seconds, if you do not press the other switch, what will happen is this T41 done will become true, so it will become open. So you cannot turn on the machine through this line. It will be, so you have to turn on the two switches within simultaneously within 5 second delay. So now your machine is started, and then your done bit will become true again, false again. So normally closed, sorry, true again. So it will become open. So hence you have to do some latching, and that's why this latching causes this machine to keep on. How come the machine is stopped? Let me see. Let me rerun. Okay, let me run these things. I think I accidentally stopped T4. I think I pressed this button. That's why machine is stopped. Okay, why can't I turn on the machine? Let me see what is the problem. Hmm, I turn T43 done bit, T43 done bit. Oh, I understand. Because this T43, it has a 200, which is reset, because the RTO timer has caused it to. So I have to reset this thing. I forgot to mention I13. So I have to press I13 to reset. Okay. Now if I press, okay. So now the machine is keep on running. So as you can see, so machine is okay. Now if it hits the 200, it will basically, so if even if I 200, it will hit the RTO timer, and then machine cannot run. But if I press the off button, still the guard lock takes some time to be opened because of the safety purpose. So if you can see, this T off timer causes the guard lock to remain open. So now if I turn on the machine again, and then if it hits the 200, you will see machine will become stop again. So then you have to stop the machine. So you have to stop the machine, reset the value. Okay. And now once you stop the guard lock, you can unlock the door after 10 seconds, and now you can do the maintenance and you can carry on the machine operation again. So this is how the system works. I hope that clarifies all the things regarding timer. Inshallah, do practice at home. Inshallah, stay safe. Inshallah ta'ala, may Allah help you all. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.